Well, here we are in the new Colorado garage shop, and I gotta say, I'm extremely excited to be here, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Now, the way we strategized this was we moved into the house first, and then about a week later, I had the tools delivered, and that gave me some time to do all the stuff that you need to do to get a house ready so you're not just living out of boxes for 6 months. And the tools came, and basically I put everything in the center of the shop space, and this way I had the ability to walk around this cluster of tools. Nothing's ready to be used yet anyway, so pushing everything in the middle gives me access to the wall so things can get done, right? So I want to show you how it all went down. It was a cold day. In fact, it was the first snow of the year, the day the tools were delivered. Let's check it out. The original plan was to rent a liftgate truck to get the tools off of the 18-wheeler. Unfortunately, the rental place screwed things up, so they had to use a ramp. The good thing, though, is that my driveway has a steep area where it meets the street, and that means that the ramp that they used was actually at a pretty decent angle, and all the tools came down without incident. I know you're probably curious, so let's talk about money. The total cost was about $6,000. That includes full service pickup, storage for a month, and then transport and unloading in Colorado. I can't say if this was a good deal or a bad one, but this is a company that I've used several times in Arizona, so I trusted them to get the job done. And since it's been a while since we've seen snow, this is how we spent the rest of that day. Now, one of the first things I needed to do in this space was remove some big garage cabinets. Now, if this were just a regular garage for parking and typical garage use, I would love to have those cabinets in place, but they're really big, they're bulky, and they take up a lot of space, and they don't really provide the storage that I would need as a woodworker. So, unfortunately, those had to come down. As nice as garage cabinets like these are, I'm always amazed at how little supportive structure there is. The only point of attachment to the wall is the small cleat at the top. The rest of the support comes from caulk and liquid nails. Still, they were pretty darn sturdy. Even though these pieces are just laminated particle board, it pains me to not repurpose them in some way, so you might see this stuff reappear in future updates. And by the way, the only reason I'm using a screwdriver for this work is because that's all I had at the time. This was actually shot before my tools arrived. Well, now that I recovered a little bit of space, I can start to think about placement of tools. But even before I do that, I have stacks and stacks of boxes. Just a lot of things I've accumulated over the years. And just like when you move your house, you look at that stack of boxes and you go, man, I don't even know where to begin. It's pretty daunting. So how do you begin? What do? You get a box cutter and you start opening boxes and try to put some things away. Now, I've got some storage over there, some drawers and cabinets that I could put some things in. I don't really care if it's its final place. I just want them out of the boxes so I can start to clean up this mess. And that'll give me better access to my tools and I can start to put things in their approximate locations. Now, by the way, I do have a little map that I drew out just by hand, very rough, of where I think things are gonna go. That's a starting point. Now, I could get really crazy with it and do a SketchUp drawing and scale models, and Grizzly has a tool on their website that you can use. And those are great if I had the luxury of time, right? But I'm not sitting around like I was last time when I built my shop, just waiting for the shop to be built and I had nothing else to do. In this case, I've got the tools right here. Most are on mobile bases. So if I want to see if a certain layout works, I'm going to do the layout. Because guess what? No matter what you do on paper or on a computer, nothing is going to determine whether that works better than being in the shop and actually trying to use it. All right, so I'm just going to cut to the chase and make that happen. But before I can do that tool placement, I really got to find homes for things and start unpacking a little bit more. Cool thing is, I do have a crawl space. While woodworkers tend to be pack rats, this is a good time to seriously evaluate what you need and don't need. I'm currently asking myself if I truly need everything I have. If I haven't used it in a few years, there's a good chance I'll either sell it or give it away to someone who can use it. While downsizing, there's just no room for a bloated collection of stuff. I don't have a ton of storage to work with here, but the drawers are deep and the two cabinets are pretty tall. For now, I'll just stuff it full and worry about organization later. In the crawl space, I'll put the larger, lighter items that I don't need immediately. This crawl space is pretty substantial. It's a little dark back there, but a lot of space, and I think this is going to be my new best friend because I've got a lot of extra stuff that I just need to get out of my way so I could think. So this is going to be good. Well, needless to say, I'm going to have my hands full for quite a while, just trying to get everything organized, getting tools where I think they should go. It's going to be quite a challenge, but I've got a lot of time to work with here because I still need to get a heater installed. I still need lighting installed, and it's going to be quite a process. So as I have updates on shop organization, I will certainly post them. But next time, I want to give you a little bit of a tour. I haven't actually showed you what this garage looks like in terms of its general structure, windows, doors, and we'll talk a little bit about my future upgrade plans and the order I plan to attack these things.